So this is the A period debate on immigration, English B. So guys, the question is here projected for you. So we'll start with team A, person 1 and 2, 2 minutes each, and first team B, person 1 and 2. The question is, should wealthy nations relax laws on immigration? So again, person 1, that's in there. No one has an idea why he's not here? Because why? I hope that's not the case. Fortunately, I have his speech here. Okay.
So can you please use this one? Because I didn't.
No, you have to use notes though, and I said that clearly. Okay. Okay. It's not meant. You're not meant to have the whole text right in front of you.
It's not the whole text.
It's like it's notes. But the same thing. That it's not the whole
text.
text.
My notes, but
I said one note card. Okay, so that's what I'm. Anyway, so the question: should wealthy nations relax laws on immigration? Have you ever had to leave your hometown because there was a war, or you've had to make money to take care of your children? They can't know how hard it is to be an immigrant. They work really hard for cheap prices, for cheap wages, to do the jobs which no one else wants to do, and still governments make their lives harder. My group, we believe that governments should relax laws on immigration because they provide workers with really cheap wages, and they do the job that no one wants to do. And in fact, despite what this team will argue, we believe that they actually help the economy. Thank you. Person 2.
Should wealthy nations relax the immigration laws or not? Immigration laws, like we all know, keep people away from job opportunities and keep people in a severe poverty. And the laws don't only harm the person itself, but they also harm the whole family, even sometimes in some cases to whole country like India. And moreover, immigration brings some benefits with it, such as large companies within the country can take advantage of hiring cheaper labor, which in future will help to develop the country's economy faster. And furthermore, because most of the immigrants come from countries with poor economies, they tend to work harder and they work in their full capacity, which again turns back to the country itself as an advantage. Therefore, as a group, we believe that wealthy nations should not make the immigration harder for the immigrants.
Thanks, Joe. Okay, let's move on to person 1 and 2 from team B.
Huh?
hello, it's very nice to see you all here. Do you know that the immigrants are the world's 5th largest nation, a bit more numerous than the Brazilians? You might ask why. Well, the reason is, years ago, an immigrant could possibly board a ship, sail to another country, for instance America, and would never see his friends and families again. However, nowadays, because of cheap ways of communication, it can be observed that many immigrants can stay in touch with their home countries, even if they are miles away from it. As a result, it can be seen that a large number of immigrants find it reasonable to move to wealthy nations in order to reach their goals. Unfortunately though, nowadays there are lots of people who believe that wealthy nations should relax their laws on immigration without considering the long-term effects of this attitude. We hold the opinion that importing workforce is not the right solution to solve the economic crisis that has challenged the Western world. There are still a large number of educated unemployment people in all rich countries. And while many rich countries are under pressure because of their large population, relaxing the laws on immigration only makes everything worse. Equally important, it is widely believed that many criminals in wealthy countries are actually immigrants. In which capacity we shall declare our resistance and protest those idealists who believe that wealthy nations should not be strict on immigration. Thank you very much.
Good evening, dear classmates. Illegal immigrants are really bad to our society because they hurt our economy and take our jobs. According to website usgov.about.com, they cost the federal government a lot of money each year of American federal government. As an example, they cost to the California state $10.5 billion. They also take jobs away from American workers. Because of their large numbers of illegal immigrants put a great trouble on the country's economy. It costs the government billions of dollars a year to house these illegal immigrants. And because they don't pay the government taxes, they end up in the prison. According to the nytimes.com website, around 30% of the inmates in prisons are illegal immigrants. Because of those reasons, and other illegal immigrants are hurtful to our country's economy. Illegal immigrants take jobs away from low-skilled workers, citizen workers. Employers want the cheaper employee so they will have a net increase in income. They take away jobs in agriculture, in construction, restaurant, hotels. Think about your country. Do you want to end up like that? Now it's time to change. Thank you. I was thinking about the good we could do, but I think you will not about that.
So I would like to give 1 minute to Team A to pose questions to Team B. Remember, you should ask a question and then let the team respond. Everyone should ask one question during these 3 answers. So I'll give you 1 minute to do that.
The reason why immigrants get in the country illegally isn't it because the immigration laws
Can you
are
repeat
so
again,
strict?
please?
The reason why immigrants get in the country illegally isn't the reason for that because the immigration laws are too strict and they can't get in legally.
Why should immigrants immigrate illegally if their abilities are accepted by the host country? They will be accepted and become legal immigrants.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Immigrant.
saying. Because the laws are like so strict,
But there
they
are
can
rules.
get in legally.
Laws are so strict because host countries need those immigrants that can be useful for them. They do not want many
Yeah, you're
large
right.
number of immigrants.
Maybe some
As I
countries.
said, population. All these rich countries are under pressure because of the large population. More population is more facilities, such as education. So the laws should be strict.
Okay, he's right. Yeah, maybe some countries have strict laws, but it's not the reason to break the law.
Okay, guys, I gotta stop you there. So Team B, you guys have 1 minute to pose questions to Team A.
Would you mind please repeat quickly what you said about India?
India, I said that some some countries like has poor economies and there are so many poor people. Whatever.
The economy of India is the 9th largest in the world by number of GDP, and the 4th largest by Persian Power Parity (PPP). The economy is a part of G20 major economies, and it's expected, according to Dr. Mohammed Singh, the
You
Indian
guys
Prime
gotta ask
Minister.
questions, Tashi. You gotta let them
Okay.
So you can say that for your
Simple.
attack.
I found it yesterday, but why those immigrants do not stay in their home countries and develop their own economy? This economy have the opportunity to become a great economy and can be. Why do they immigrate?
Can we see that question?
I think we're just about out of time for this session. So thank you for your questions, guys. So next time, if you've already asked a question, let other people on your team ask. Okay. Let's move on to Team A, person 3 and 4.
Who's three?
Hello? My grandfather told me his story when I was a little kid. He told me he had to move to Germany because he was really poor when he was in his 30s. He told me they were getting paid much better there, so he moved with my grandmother. But it was really hard for him because he had to leave his mother behind. And because he didn't have much money, he was only able to visit Turkey once a year. He told me they were treated really bad by Germans, and the immigration laws were really hard for them. They weren't making much money, but like the money they made, they were like spending it to escape and like stay away from the police. Why am I telling you this? Because my grandfather did the same things, and he told me how hard it is to be an immigrant and to always escape from police or just to like be legal. It's still really hard because you are treated really bad by the persons from there. Me and my group believes that we shouldn't make their lives much harder by just stricting the rules and making their lives miserable. Thanks.
Okay, person 4.
Me.
You want the...
Yeah, put it on.
If you touch the screen, make you want to do this. Use 4 fingers, pull down on the tab, and you'll see your graph. See it? It's one of the things.
Yeah.
Devin, can you get in charge of the lights? Push the bottom left. Just the bottom left. Thank you. And if you want a picture, just move the stand a little bit.
I make
so
it.
you go right, so we can see it a bit.
Make it bigger.
That's good. I can make it bigger here.
Okay.
Well,
You can make it bigger.
well, you made it smaller.
No, but you told me you can make it bigger.
I can make it somewhat bigger, but it should be. There we go. Okay. If you can move the stand just a little bit.
Yeah.
Thanks, Nikki.
So, in the graph we can see that the number of high-skilled immigrants has risen during the last 3 years. It wasn't even higher than the low-skilled immigrants. That's in the United States. According to the CPS current population survey, right now there are more high-skilled immigrants than low-skilled immigrants. High-skilled immigrants are the most important ones. Why? Because these immigrants have a college degree or a good education. That's something really good for a country because they can do good jobs and they can do more jobs than lower skilled ones. Um, and these immigrants take the jobs that the citizens of the country doesn't want. For example, building or farming. These are jobs that no one really wants. So, and they work for more hours for a lower salary, which is something very good for the country. That's it.
Okay, thanks, Victor. Henry, can you hit the lights again? I think actually you can still. Oh yeah, okay.
Hey, can I just turn on the video?
Yeah, for sure. Okay, sorry.
Okay. I'll
This is good. Yeah, right. Just
I'll play it a bit after.
okay.
Hello everyone, sorry for my voice. Here we're talking about advantages and disadvantages of relaxing or striking laws about immigration, and maybe there are some advantages, but let me show you one example that is really emotional for me and citizens for my country. Russia is one of the most wealthiest nations in the world, and it's the biggest country in the world. After the separation of the Soviet Union, um, Moscow, the capital of Russia, started to be really cosmopolitan, and government started to relaxing laws on immigrants. And now we have every third person in Moscow is immigrant. According to the Russian Organization Against Illegal Immigration, which is um, reliable source, and it's really exists official organization. There are 30% of murders are from immigrants, and 70% of rapes are also from immigrants. Last year we had um, immigrants killed one of the most famous football fanatics in all Russia, and it almost caused revolution. And this what happened last year in 11th of December. About thousands of people started to meet in front of the Red Square, screaming uh, that they want to change laws on immigration, and this what just happened. During that time, the government was just just in the Kremlin, and they didn't really care about it. And they thought that if immigrants will come to Russia and just move our culture, our traditions, it will be good. And Moscow, which was the capital of Soviet Union, which was always a cosmopolitan city, but now it just became only immigrations. There are a lot of immigrants. So, in this meeting took part people from about almost 100,000 people, and there were people from 15, 16 years old to the people who were about 70 years old.
I gotta stop you there. Yeah? Thanks, man.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Sir, can I make a question after about the before the first and the second one?
Yeah, you can refer to any part of the debate to ask your questions. You just that's fine. Yeah. You could use 4 fingers and pull down when you see the graph. okay, you can just point. Okay, guys, let's listen up.
So, illegal immigrants are mostly poor and emigrate from their country to earn money and have better life in new environment. In United States, more than 1 million people of those poor people immigrate every year. According to a study conducted by the Federal for American Immigration, cost of harboring illegal immigrants is $130 billion a year. It's an average of $1,170 for every native household. This chart is analysis of cost of immigration in 1996, published by Dr. Donald Hardle. He researched the cost of illegal immigrants by estimating the number of them. And it shows tax in 19 different categories related to illegal immigrants. As you can see, should I make it bigger? Or?
It's okay, you can just maybe point with your finger.
Okay, this says education and also it all categories, which is about mostly about their life. And as you can see, residents of the United States paying all the taxes for education and even housing for illegal immigrants. The tax for illegal immigrants are not only dividing parts of the United States where have many immigrants. And okay. So this diagram shows how much money taxpayers spend money on illegal immigrants. As you can see, California, it says they paid more than $20 billion for illegal immigrants, and also for whole states, they're paying over $80 billion for a year. And in addition, the population of illegal immigrants is increasing by 1 million of people every year, and cost will be keep increasing as well. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Question.
Yes, question answers. Team A of 1 minute. So Victor, go ahead.
Before they say that immigrants cost a lot of money to countries, but what about the money that immigrants waste in clothes or food every year? What do you think? The money that they waste in clothes and food for the countries.
Indeed, spending money, but spending money is the whole point. Many of them are criminals. Cheaper labor increases rate of unemployment in countries.
But yes,
Yes, they spend money, but
money.
yes,
they are
they, spend, but
criminals.
they get all jobs because they provide cheap labor. And cheap labor, we would argue that point. They say that cheap labor will help the economy. We disagree. But cheap labor will increase rate of unemployment. Yes, it has got some advantages.
Cheap
This
labor
what
is
it says.
farming. Who wants to be a farmer?
Indeed, many people want to do farming, agricultural sectors.
In a rich country, you don't. That's why it's a
important.
rich country, not a poor country. If it's a rich country, you don't want to be a farmer.
Why don't you want to be a farmer in rich country?
You're in a rich country. You don't need to be a farmer. You can be anything else.
Are
That's why
there
it's not a
any
rich
farmers in
country.
Switzerland and USA?
Well, Russia is a rich country. You know how many farmers are there?
Don't choose
A lot.
to do like the bad jobs. That's
But-
why the immigrants take the
You
bad
cannot
jobs.
prove
with
it. You should
cheap-
prove it. Why?
Even if they
What
do,
if your source that says
If you're born in a rich country, that
See.
means you're gonna have a good education. If you have a good education, you're gonna get a good job. If you have a bad education, you get a farmer.
No,
and who
you're
says
wrong.
farmer?
You're
Being a
wrong.
farmer is a
Some
bad
people
job.
have education and they want to be farmers.
Because the
they
farmer is
love it.
farmer and they feel like they're gonna be farmer.
Exactly.
But not
Exactly.
but that's like a really small percentage.
Okay, guys, I want to
The
turn it
rest are
over.
gonna be
Thank
immigrants.
you, Victor, for the question. I want to turn it over to Team B. 1 minute to pose questions to Team A. Someone who has this.
Onlar para alıyorlar, kendi ülkelerine gönderiyorlar. Sonra can verseler de sıçmıştır.
do you think that
Listen up, guys.
do you think that immigration relaxing laws can cause the loss of the culture? This is the culture.
Yes.
tell yes.
What? Can you
But the point is, we should make a new culture, like world culture. But that's
World culture.
yeah. It's already being. It's already developing.
It will mix the culture.
Mix the cultures.
So it's already
Get
happening.
things from other cultures inside your culture. But you don't lose your culture.
Yes, but
Just take
illegal
more things from other
immigration
cultures.
causes cultural clashes.
You just mix.
Yes, but when lots of illegal immigrants, most of illegal immigrants are criminals, aren't they? So
No.
this fact,
No,
we will
No.
show that.
Not even the
You show
We
that.
50%.
will prove that.
Not even the 50% are
Well,
criminals.
But this
okay.
is caused by
Later
the
on, we
government.
will show some reliable graphs.
This is caused by the government. The way they treat the immigrants.
How do you know where is
Well,
the soil?
As I
you
said,
can.
in
Yeah, that's
Ethiopia, there are some rules in this world, and our duty is to respect these rules. And when you migrate to another country illegally, you break the rules. And you should not expect the government, the host government, to treat you as a normal citizen.
Okay, guys, we gotta
You
move on.
brutally
We have one more question and answer session after the next part, so let's go into person 5 and 6, team A. Person 5, team A.
5 sensin, 6 benim.
Beş bin
Salak başlar değil mi?
Ha, böyle.
Bana 2 bölüm verdi kalbime
I
indiriyor.
don't even know.
İki valla seni öldürüyor.
When we think logically, more immigrants mean more workers, either skilled or not skilled. More workers can help develop the country faster and to the better. But the criminals of the immigrants is an issue. I strongly believe that immigrants being criminals is caused by the way of treatment to the immigrants by the governments. If the governments change their attitude towards immigrants, the criminal percentage of the immigrants will decrease drastically. I'll give an example. In the early 1960s, many Turkish people immigrated to Germany and played a big role in developing the country. Many say Germany couldn't have developed this much if the Turks didn't immigrate there. The wealthy nations should relax the laws on immigration and give freedom to them like they give to their own citizens. That's it.
So one of the most significant issues that they showed with immigration was safety in the country. Yet, according to an article on the internet, Daily News Biz, it says that large cities with higher immigration rates are actually safer than cities that has lower immigration rates in the United States. Tim Wadsworth, a sociologist from Colorado University, has evaluated the reasons behind the drop on statistics of crime in 1990s, which is a time period when the immigration rates rose rapidly. Therefore, as a group, we defend that immigration might not be only a bad influence on the country, but it might be help the country both ways, economically and also in enforcing laws.
Thanks, Adil. Okay, let's move on to person 5 and 6 on team A.
You 6.
I'm
You 7.
I'm six.
Yes, yes.
Can you move the stand over a little bit?
Can you switch off the lights?
Okay, you want your graph? Maybe move the stand to the other side so they can see the graph.
No, I want 2 graphs.
Okay.
Well, unlike the other team, we believe that instead of allowing immigrants to move to wealthy countries, an attempt should be made in order to make a development in such a poor countries by those who find it reasonable to move to other countries instead of working in their countries. It is widely believed that most of criminals are in wealthy countries are actually immigrants. As you can see here, according to US Immigration Customs Enforcement, 59% of gang members in the United States are Mexican, and only 9% of these gang members are US citizens. And I would like to say it again, we are not against immigration. We are against those who believe that we should relax our laws on immigration, because relaxing laws on immigration causes crimes. Additionally, it is known that most of these illegal immigrants are involved in prostitution. Moreover, illegal immigration led the gangs to exploit those immigrants. In addition, as I said, most rich countries are nowadays under pressure because of the large population. And as the population grows, they will have more difficulties. You might ask why? Because more population needs more facilities, such as education. And relaxing laws on immigration only makes everything worse. Additionally, we would definitely argue your point that cheap labor can help the economy. Partly because in which situation native labor become replaced by probably foreign untalented laborers. But foreign laborers are not always talented. As a result of which, this system can work in some undeveloped countries, but in wealthy nations, people expect more quality and better products. But mostly because cheap labor heavily affect rate of unemployment in rich countries. And as I said, there are lots of educated unemployment in all rich countries. To sum it all up, these reasons clearly justifies our approach toward this situation. We believe that illegal immigrants should be reported or deported or legalized considering their lifestyle and abilities, and countries should not relax their laws on immigration. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Bashir. Person 6. Then we hit the lights again. Yeah, back to this.
Let me tell you one story about one of my best friends. He is really now he's really poor. He finished the high school and he wanted to apply for 3 jobs, which owners of these companies are immigrants. And when he applied to these companies, they answered no, and they said, "You know why? Because you are Russian." It's the first reason, and the second reason is because you finished just only high school. You didn't finish university yet. In my opinion, sometimes immigration process can really cause racism, and even if immigrants take in the bad jobs, there are still the jobs, and still in Russia, unemployment rate it's worse than it was in the crisis um, after the World War II, and this is one of the reasons why government should do strict laws on this on the immigration, and still, as I said before, many times it's just because the change of the culture, and people will lose their traditions, religions, and everything.
It's gonna be. All right. First, the team A, you got 1 minute to pose questions to team B.
Eso, ustedes no pusieron.
I have 2 more questions.
No, this is it. This is it. Last one.
Cevap ver
Okay,
o
wait, do you want to
zaman
ask one and then make
No,
this?
that's what I just did.
This last
Where
one.
are we for? And you let us.
You gotta get it in there. So you don't waste your time because you're wasting it now.
No, that's what
Sen
I
sor,
just
cevap
just-
güzel.
I will-
We asked together with Emre.
Just
No,
sor.
no, no. He's asking. Bu cevaplayacak. Onlar gibi de sor.
Go now, go. Sorsana salak.
You guys are running out of time.
Ask the question.
So.
Okay. You said that people will lose their culture by mixing to other cultures, but like during all the years, the culture has always been changed, and like it will still change. Why are you opposed to the change of culture?
Well, yes, our culture changes, and we believe too that human beings are going to create a global culture. But, as we said, illegal immigration causes cultural clashes. Once Mr. Dupree said that illegal immigration is kind of modern slavery, isn't it? It is, as I said, many gangs exploit these the illegal
But
immigrants.
they're getting paid. It's not slavery.
It's illegal immigration slavery. They are cheap labor. As I said, many gangs exploit them.
Because they want. No one
Yeah.
make them.
Because
No one are making
They
them.
want to do it.
If they want, they
Why
come back to the
should
country.
why should they migrate
To get better
when
jobs.
they are not acceptable in the society? The wealthy nations should only accept those immigrants
It's about
that
money.
are acceptable. We are not against immigration, but illegal immigration and our culture changes, but illegal immigration causes cultural clashes.
Okay, guys, I gotta stop it there. Let's turn it back over to
Can I
team
ask a question?
Well, I'll let you answer. How about that? Anyone have a team B have a question for team?
Do you care about your country's future?
Yeah.
Yes. Prove it. Prove it. We just pointed all the reasons, all the things, and you're going against our point. Just prove it if you care about your country.
I believe that uniting as one nation, as a world, is more important than our tradition or culture.
So by saying that uniting people is more important by killing people, by the drug that immigrants.
Yeah, I do support that.
No, but I feel like
You're right, but the solution is not immigration, this large number of immigration. One of the solutions are making a development in such poor countries by those who find it reasonable to migrate. As I said, why many Indians migrate to other countries? Well, they can still stay in their country and build it up.
To get better jobs.
Okay,
Get
guys,
more
we gotta
money.
finish up here. What I'd ask, we might run over time a little bit, but you guys have assembly today, so I think we can probably use a little bit of extra time if that's okay. So let's finish up with Team A, person 7 and 8, and then Team B, person 7 and 8, and then I need to tell you about your journal homework assignment, okay? So let's go ahead, person 7.
This is the resume, right? It's like a resume of the points.
This is summary, yeah.
So imagine a family wants to work hard and they can work hard in their country because they are not gonna get that much money. They're gonna migrate to another country so they get more money. That's just what they wanna do because they need more opportunities. That's my first point. My second one is in the United States, we can see that in the last 3 years there are more high skilled ones than low skilled ones, which is something really good because the high skilled ones are the ones who are gonna get more time for better salaries, which is something really good because they are not gonna waste money in giving them salary for good jobs. So they will work in farmers, building something that no one wants to work in. Another point is that no one should prevent you from going to another country. Every human has their own rights to live what they want, and the land doesn't belong really to the governments or nations. This land belongs to God. Migration is always good because more migration means more jobs, and that helps the development of a country.
Thanks, Richard. Proceed.
In my opinion, nobody has the right to ban anybody from any land. Nobody can decide where we are going to live but us. This is called natural laws, and natural laws is supposed to be higher than government laws, but it's not today. Nobody should require a visa for anybody to accept to their country. Earth lands don't belong to nations or governments, they belong to God, and we are just tenants. We need to learn to share, not to be selfish. That's it. Thanks.
As many of you know, most immigrants most illegal immigrants are in gangs or doing violent things or breaking laws, as my peers just said, and that ruins the big picture of a country. When you go to a country, you see murder, rape, and all this stuff. You get a bad feeling about going to this country. So, that's another bad thing about immigration. And I want to tell you guys a story. Sri Lanka we were fighting this civil war against this group of, you could say, immigrants. Before they were trying to, they were trying to come to Sri Lanka illegally, and they came and they were like fighting against us. They came to Sri Lanka illegally from India. They came to Sri Lanka illegally, and we've been fighting a civil war for 28 years. It's been starting, stopping. Countries have said it's not ethical to fight because of immigration, but finally our president said it's okay, forget about it, let's end this war, and he finished it, and now our country is free, and our country is proud, and all Sri Lankans. And another thing I want to say is, everyone's parents pay, they pay taxes, for the country and stuff. Do you want to pay taxes on illegal immigrants to just murder more people, kill, rape, and do stuff illegally? I ask you that question. Do you want to pay for people to do illegal things?
Okay, thanks. I'm going to make a note about it. It's not technically part of the grade. Write down. If the bell rings, I'll just ask you guys just to wait. Okay.
Now we just listen our classmates, we know our advantages and disadvantages of illegal immigration. I still want to state our position, the position of my team, that immigration is really bad thing for our society, illegal immigration, and bad for our country. I heard what Victor said, I heard what Jovan said about the God, that the territory belongs to God. But just think about my words, what I'm saying. If you want to take care of your country, if you want to have a good life in your country, think about your citizens' wealth, think about your country's economy, think about your future, and about your country's future. We can still stop immigration, and you're the power, you're the people.
Thanks, Alan. So guys, I want to tell you what your homework is. Thank you for the debate. I wish we had a little bit more time during the question and answer session. The note cards are for you. I have your speeches in your Google document, but I'm going to email you the video probably on